Video Diary, February 6, 2023, by Hiroshi Hayashi, Hamama City, Japan. I like to make my video diary in English today, introducing myself to my friends overseas. I am Hiroshi Hayashi, a Japanese, genuine Japanese, born in Japan and raised up in Japan. The town where I was born and raised up was, which is correct to say that, I don't know, but yeah, excuse me, is Mino City, a very small town with a population of 30,000 people, and I spent my life until the age of 18, and I went to Kanazawa University where I studied law, and I was a law student there. I was a very diligent law student. I'm sure, because I've been always studying law every day. And after that, I went to Australia with a full scholarship given by the Tokyo and Commerce Chamber of Commerce Tokyo. How can I say that? Anyway, Chamber of Commerce of Tokyo, or something like that, and my guarantee was Hidesaburo Shoda, Mr. Shoda Hidesaburo, the grandfather of present-day Emperor of Japan. And I was very lucky because I have a very good friends there in an international house, Melbourne University, Australia. And about half of the students, 100 students, are Australians, and another 100 students are from everywhere of the world. Most of them are sort of prince or sort of people, very high-class people. And I spent 1 year there in 1970 and 1971. And I have very good friends there. Even now, I've been associating with them since then for over 50 years. And I met Professor Kenji Tamaru from Tokyo University. And since then, we've been friends for over 55 years after that. But he passed away about 2 years ago. So I was very sad, and I'm still sad because I lost him. And anyway, he passed away to meet his wife. His wife also passed away when she was very young. And all the time when I ask my friend Kenji Tamaru, "Oh, Professor Kenji Tamaru, do you think there is a heaven over there when after the death?" And he always said like this way: "When I went to the heaven, I would say to my wife, I'm sorry to have been waiting, to have kept you waiting for a long time." That's what I heard from Mr. Tamaru Kenji. After that, yes, it's been already 2 years. I couldn't go to his funeral because of its corona how do you say that in English? Because I'm sorry, my English is very broken because I don't use English in my daily life, and I made a sort of a airplane accent when I was about 30 years old. Since then, I stopped going overseas. Or anyway, that's all. I had what I would say today, that my English is very poor because I didn't have enough time to practice my English after that. Anyway, I went to me+I and I worked for me+I and a company, leading a business company in Japan, and for a short time. And after that, I went to Tokyo and started a new business there with a friend of mine, Peter London, who was also sort of a student in international. He was a student of Oriental Studies in Melbourne University, and but we failed. After that, I came to this Shizuoka Prefecture. Now I'm living in Hamama City, Shizuoka Prefecture. Shizuoka Prefecture is a sort of just in the center of Honshu Island of Japan. And in Hamamatsu, we have big companies such as Honda, Suzuki, Roland, a sort of musical instruments company, and Yamaha is a sort of a bike companies, and also Sakichi Toyota, a founder of the Toyota Motor Company, was here just near to my house, about less than 20 kilometers from here. Not so much, so long, about 10 kilometers. And he started his business around there, and he started sort of producing Toyota cars. So this Hamamatsu is a sort of a city where many headquarters here of Suzuki and Honda, Yamaha, Kawai. Kawai is also a sort of musical instrument company, a very well-known company in Japan, and was very in the world. And sort of people are here, right? And very active, and people are very, curious in everything, and all the time. This is sort of an active town. I was very lucky because I settled down here and married here to my wife, now present wife, and now I'm 75 years old. I was born in 1947, just after the war, where very Japanese people had a very hard time, right? And since then, and I was anyway. I like to a little bit more talk about my life when I was a child. I think it's just okay to say that I am a curious boy, which means I'm not a strange boy, right? Just curious means a boy full of curiosity. Is that okay to say that? I'm a curious boy, stands for I think, sort of a strange boy or something like that, someone like that. But I'm not. I think I'm an ordinary and just a boy, like a boy, just like other boys in those days. But I'm very curious. I was, and even now I'm being very curious. But I was very much curious when I was a young boy. So one day my mother remembered me, and she talked to me, Hiroshi. My name is Hiroshi Hayashi. As a matter of fact, Hiroshi Hayashi. My surname is Hayashi, family name, and Hiroshi means a sort of a given name, right? Surname is Hayashi. Hayashi means forest, and Hiroshi means wide and broad, right? So my name stands for my forest is broad and wide. Anyway, that's not an important story or about myself. Anyway, I am a very curious boy, a boy full of curiosity everywhere and every day. And my mother remembered those days when I was a boy, and she said like this one day to me, Hiroshi, you are very noisy. You used to be very noisy when you were very young. You always asked me, what is there beyond that mountain? What is there beyond that mountain? What is it like beyond that mountain, or something like that. Because my town where I was born and raised up sort of was a city. Even now it is a very small town, but surrounded by small hills and mountains all around. So I've been always asking my mother. I remember that those sort of stories about it, because I remember that asking my mother, what is there beyond that mountain? What is it like beyond that mountain? But my mother answered, told me that one day, right, Hiroshi, you used to be very noisy, asking me such and such a question all the time. What is there beyond that mountain? What does it look like beyond that mountain? Something like that. Yes, I know. I am very curious, because I am still now very curious in every way and in all the time, right? That's my sort of not policy, sort of my sort of native character of myself, I think. So I've been now producing many videos about the mysteries of the world, about God, Jesus, and Buddha, and Muhammad, and other ancient histories. Even now, the histories of Japan, I am very much interested in that. So I have many hobbies. Can you believe that? I don't have sort of one single hobbies, but I have so many hobbies. I'm in my life in this evening when I became a social man in Japanese, which means a social man stands for a sort of man who started work, getting married and have children, right? That sort of people are called in Japan social man. That's a very interesting word in Japan. Since I became a social man, is that okay to say that? You understand me? Anyway, social man, I have changed my hobbies every 2 or 3 months, every yes. For the longest one is 6 months about sort of farming, but still I'm doing the farming now a little bit together with my work, but I've been changing all the time my hobbies. Sometimes I've been interested in carpeting, a carpenter, or I became a carpenter. I'm a sort of anyway. So I have so many hobbies, and every day. So it's a bit different from other people, right? So that's a very good, I think, point now to produce. That's my career helped me produce my videos even now. So that's what I am. So excuse me to introduce myself in English today. Just now you're listening watching my video diary, and myself who is talking my broken and sort of English, right? I'm a very poor English speaker, so I'm sorry. But I think this is my first time to introduce myself in my video in English. I'm plunging myself into English. How do you say that? Plunging means challenging, right? Challenging. Is that okay to say that? Plunge means that you jump into the word. Anyway, this morning I have produced several videos about Maria of Bethany, and I talked about sort of a painting entitled The Arcadian Passage, which is very, very strange and interesting picture, and it has a very, very important message from God to humans. And I produced 2 or 3 videos about it. And these few days I have been producing videos about Jesus Christ, King Christ. I just remember that I have found that there are 2 gods. One is Jesus, another one is Christ. So Jesus Christ means 2 gods. Jesus is Shamash Jesus. Shamash is an ancient god. It is said that Shamash is a brother of Inanna, elder brother of Inanna, and Shamash Jesus. That's one Jesus, right? But he was killed by Maria, Mother Mary, right? Virgin Mary, and John the Baptist, and Judah the traitor. That's the proof is that painting is painted by Michelangelo, titled The Entombment. Anyway, Shamash Jesus, and another god is Cain the Christ. Cain is a sort of a original human created by God, written in the Genesis chapter 1, right? Cain Christ. So Jesus Christ are 2 gods: Jesus, Shamash Jesus, and Cain the Christ. Cain is sort of our Savior and Lord and Messiah for humans or humanity, both. Anyway, but Shamash was killed before he was crucified on the cross, and that's a full story about his resurrection. He was not resurrected after that. Anyway, I found that 2 Jesus Christ. One is Jesus, Shamash Jesus, another one is Christ, kind of Christ. Anyway, that's not a story about myself, right? Anyway, back to my sort of a self introduction of myself, right? So, anyway, can you understand my English, or can you understand what I am? So I'm talking about my short history, right, in this video. So this is my first time, anyway, to produce with my own sort of a native ability of English. So sorry if my broken, just I'm talking and talking, right? So it's very hard for me, right? And a bit nervous about myself. If you may follow my English, I hope so. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen overseas, it's my pleasure to talk a little bit more about myself. I'm a very curious man, curious boy. Curious means not strange. A man, sort of with curiosity in every way. So Albert Einstein once wrote like this way. People think me a genius, but I'm not genius. I'm just curious in everything. That's what Albert Einstein wrote. I am too. I think so. I'm not. Of course, I'm quite different. He's the greatest man. I'm the sort of ordinary, just and lowest man. So, but I can understand why he says so in his findings, right? Anyway, I respect Albert Einstein very much. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first time to produce my video diary in English. If you can understand me, please write me so. Then I will have my own confidence in talking about myself and about my videos in every way, more and more in English, directly from my tag to you, from tag. So yeah, I wish I could speak English more and more, and I wish I could have a chance to practice my English and English conversation with other people, native English people. But my second son's wife is an American, and he's working in America with his wife, and we have rare, seldom sort of chance and days to have a conversation with her. But someday I hope so. Anyway, back to my self introduction. I am now interested in before that I'm getting too old. I'm now 75 years old. I have not so many years. I don't have so many years before I go to another world, to another. We say another word in Japanese. It's a sort of we don't use so much. Often use the word heaven or some word like that, but we say another word. Next word means sort of the word where we go after our death. Anyway, people many friends of mine are dying every year, and I've been losing many sort of cousins. I have 64 cousins. I had 64 cousins. Yeah, my mother has 13 brothers and sisters, and my father have 5 sons and daughters. So I had 64 cousins and nieces. Is that okay to say that? So many, but many cousins are dying, and so I have been losing many friends and as well. It's very pity and sad. So I have to hurry up. So I have no time to enjoy my hobbies, and I have no time to enjoy my curiosity. So I have doing my job, all the jobs to producing my videos about God. I'm interested very much now, God. Now I'm very much interested in Jesus Christ. Anyway, please have a watch and come to my website and enjoy my website when you feel like coming to my website. Please, so come early and stay late. Again, could you understand my broken, poor English? If so, I am very happy. And bye for now. Bye. And by the way, a carpenter is building a house next to my house, so you can hear the noise of that. Sorry about that. I can hear it now. Bye. The number 51 was hidden in the background of Mona Lisa. 51 stands for Mars in Jewish gematria. In addition, in the background of Mona Lisa, a scorpion at the upper right, a snake at the lower left, and a dog at the lower right are painted in secret. A scorpion, a snake, and a dog are the three pets of Nergal, the Martian god. Nergal was called me+I, the eternal god of Mars in Mesopotamia. Mona Lisa is a name created by rearranging the names of me+I. That is to say that Mona Lisa is an anagram of me+I. And in the background of Mona Lisa and her sister work Iris Mona Lisa, commonly known as Young Mona Lisa, a panoramic view of Mars are drawn as precisely as a photograph. In this way, King Christ left an important message for us humans in that era of around 1500 through Leonardo da Vinci, the Deliverer. And here is a message from God. Someday you humans will come to reveal these facts, and then you will know who I am, what I am, and where I come from. モナリザの絵の背景には51という数字が隠し込まれていました。51はユダヤのゲマトリアによれば火星を意味します。また、モナリザの絵の背景には右上からサソリ、左下に蛇、そして右下には犬が隠し込まれていました。サソリ、ヘビ、犬は火星の神のネルガルの3匹の愛玩動物です。ネルガルはメソポタミアでは火星の永遠の神、つまりme+Iと呼ばれていました。そのme+Iの名前を並び替えてできた名前がモナリザです。つまり、モナリザはme+Iのアナグラムということになります。そして、モナリザとその姉妹作であるアイルワースのモナリザ、つまり、通称ヤングモナリザの絵の背景には、火星のパノラマ風景が写真のように精緻に書き込まれていました。こうして、カイン・キリストは1500年前後のあの時代に、レオナルド・ダ・ヴィンチという受け渡し人を通して、私たち人間に重要なメッセージを残しました。いつの日か、君たち人間はこうした事実を暴く時がやってくるだろう。そしてその時、私が誰で、何で、そしてどこから来たかを知るだろうと。広林、Hammamet City, Japan, October the 19th, 2022.